Okay. Your ES6. There is first I'll talk about ECMAScript. When I told you, right, when olden days only HTML used to be there, HTML, CSS. That's it. There is no JavaScript. So to make use of this website, some developers came together. They started an organization. And then they created JavaScript. So one problem raised. What is that? Using this JavaScript only, every developer started to develop his code in his own way. Like some guy uses some kind of code, other guy uses other kind of code. Everyone started to use their own type of web designing and all. That created a problem. Now it is okay. Now internet era, we can create our own websites, our own style of websites, our own coding style of websites. It is okay. If you do with Python, we can still upload a website. If we do with JavaScript, we can still upload it. But at the older days, that is not the case. One developer used to create website in one way, other developer used to create websites in another way. So it created a lot of a lot of problems. Then to what is, and this is all done in Sun Microsystems. I forgot to say it is all done in Sun Microsystems. This is the area of it. It's in America. Even I thought I am thinking of visit that place once. This is where your JavaScript born. And a group of developers, then they thought, okay, let's have a community in this organization. Let's have some rules. And then they formed something called ECMAScript. Then they started something called ECMAScript. ECMAScript is a standard which tells JavaScript how to behave. This is the ECMAScript is the only reason in still JavaScript you're getting updates. If you're getting updates in JavaScript, that is only because of ECMAScript. ECMAScript is a what we say, you can think it as a language, you can think it as an organization, it doesn't matter. It is the reason your JavaScript, you are getting updates. They are the ones who are releasing updates for your JavaScript. Now, in 2000, we have released something called ES6, which was globally big hit. ES6 was a very big hit that changed the history of JavaScript. Everyone started to look at JavaScript only because of this ES6. The version name is ES6. It is also called ECMAScript 2015. And this is the update which released ES6, and with ES6, JavaScript entire functionality got changed. It brought us let const. Till then we were using var. I told you the problems of var. Big projects started to fail because of that var. So they have understood the problem, but they couldn't remove var because already some of the companies started to use var. In that project, var is there. So instead of removing var, they have added let and const. They have added arrow functions. I told you arrow functions. They have added template literals in strings. String literals, you remember, right? They have added template literals because of, instead of concatenating, we can just write normal strings in this way. Template literals. There's added something called destructuring, which will be coming in coming classes. And there are many more features actually, not only this. ES6 features. These are only top 10. I'm only talking about top 10, but it was a huge update. You have let and const, arrow functions, multi-line strings, default parameters, template literals, destructuring, object literals, promises. There is something called promises that you're gonna learn. Promises you will be using in your projects, classes, modules. All these are possible only because of ES6, and these are only top 10. These are not all. These are only top 10. So that is how big ES6 was, and I think it's released in 2015. I guess, yeah, 2015. That's why they named it 2015. That is the time when I started to learn JavaScript. I started with var. I started to learn JavaScript with var. Then I heard about this ES6, and then I changed it to let and const. So yeah, it was recent. It is in 2015, and these are the things that you can see: classes, arrow functions, template literals, object literals. Object literals are nothing but your constructor you all see right in class, those things. functional parameter, default parameters, your spread syntax, these will be coming. Promises you will be learning. Modules I'll be teaching in today's class if possible. That's it. Now we also have ES11. I think ES12 also came. Yeah, ES12 also June 2021. Yeah, ES12 also released. I don't know about ES13. Let me check about ES13. Yeah, ES13 also released. Let me check ES14. Okay, ES14 is not released, but ES13 is the latest one. You can see June 2022. June 2022. What I suggest is, even in internet or any course you take, any material, even in this material, they're gonna teach you only about ES6 because ES6 is the most advanced one. But I suggest you to learn about ES13 also. Always keep up with the technology. If possible, today's homework, I'm gonna give a homework. Go to internet. There is an ad block. Go to internet, search for ES13, search for ES13, and learn whatever ES13 is newly giving to us. ES13. Learn about ES13 too, because in one of the interview that I gave previous week, not for the job, only I'll do interviews only to get the questions, what questions they were asking. It was a full stack job. They've actually asked me about ES13. They asked me what are the new functionalities that ES13 brought to table, how to make use of this ES13 functionalities. This was the question they asked me. I did not look up ES13 to be honest, and I said I know only about ES11. ES12 and ES13 I honestly don't know, and I talked about ES11. ES13 I don't know. So if possible, look at ES13 because this was an actual question asked to me in previous week. So no. I hope everyone are ready. If again, last call, if anyone have any doubts, you can ask me now, or else we'll start with today's class, introduction to ES modules. Anyone having any more doubts and all, you can put it in Q&A. I'll just wait for just 2 minutes because once I start, I'll go with the flow. I'm just seeing if anyone. Okay, I see no Q&A. Yeah, then. Modules, ES6 ES modules. ES modules is nothing but with this ES6 future, till now we are writing only functions. Now answer me one question in chat. What if we have 100 functions in a program? Like you're creating a project. In a normal project, you will be having sometimes thousands of functions, nearly 10,000 of functions. Now, is it a good idea? Say yes or no in the chat. Is it a good idea to store 1,000 functions or 100 functions in a single file? Like in one file, if you take new.js, do you think it is okay, or is it a better idea to store 100 functions in one single file? No, right? It's not a good idea. It's no one accepts it is a good idea because that one file gets corrupted. That's it. You're done. You will not be able to do anything. So that is the reason this concept of modules got introduced. What is this modules? Now you can write each functionality in a different file if you want. If you want, you can create different files and you can add this functionality in different files. Actual file. I'll show you how. For example, let's take this function greet. I'll rename these two things. Let me open desktop. Okay. Now we have two files. Let me close this, open file. Now we have two files, app.js and greeting.js. Okay. Now I will write a function greet. Console.log hello world. This is the function that we write. Now, I want this functionality to be coming in my app.js. I want this functionality, this greet functionality, to be coming in this app.js, or else we'll add a name also. You'll understand much more better. It's name, my name. Hello world. Put it in a stringlet dollar my name. Okay, everything is good. Now, from this app.js, we're gonna send the name. We're gonna send the name, and we're gonna also call this greet function. We're gonna also call this greet function. How do we? Oh, sorry. How do we do this? I won't write this also. Okay. Greet. Oh, why? Understand what I'm doing, Monish. Okay. Now I'm trying to call greet functionality. This is a greet function, and I'm trying to call. If I write this code here, if I write this greet functional greet calling thing here, it will work fine. If you run the code, hello world monitor will work. It is good. It is working. It is working. But what I wanted to do, I'm writing functions separately, and I'm calling them in single file. I'm calling them separately. I want all my functions to be used separately in a separate file. I do not want to call it here itself. I do not want to run this file. I'll not run greeting.js file. I'll run only app.js. I'll run only app.js. And by running only this app.js, I also have to run this greeting.js. Now, how I will be doing it? How I will be connecting these two? There is now link file. Yeah, we have to link file. We have to use import. How to link this app.js and how to link this greeting.js. In ES6, we have something called export and import. We have something called export and import. Now let me run this code. What is this export, sir? What is this import, sir? We are sending this greeting.js inside app.js. Remember, we are sending this greeting.js inside app.js. So greeting.js we are exporting. We are sending. So here beside the function, just write export. Just write export. Export this functionality. Now here we have to write import. Now what is this import? What we are importing? We are importing greet. From where? Greeting.js. Sometimes you keep this for location reference. Import greet, where it is, greet, yeah, from greeting.js. But in VS Code, yeah, in VS Code you'll get set type module is not there. We get this thing in VS Code. In VS Code, I'll tell you how to run this code. There is another way. I'll tell you. Take up this file. Instead of import and export, there is another way called require. Yeah, we use require. I'm just checking for require. Require and module.exports. Yeah, got it. So, where is the screen? Okay, everything seems good. Okay. Now this is your import and export, which was given to you in JavaScript. In JavaScript, this is how we do it. But in VS Code, it won't work. In VS Code, it won't work. Why? Because I told you previously, Everyone, look at my screen once. Look at my screen once. I'm gonna teach a new concept. VS Code uses JavaScript called CommonJS. It does not use Node.js functionality. It uses CommonJS. It uses CommonJS. But your browsers, it uses Node.js functionality. So if you use this kind of export and import in Google Chrome, in console you cannot have file system functionality, so you cannot run it. But import and export will be started working when you're developing projects. Once I've explained to you how to create a project structure, how to create a project folder, at that time we can make we will be running this export and import. But sir, now how I will be working in this VS Code, sir, if you are saying import and export are not working? There is another way. Let me tell you that. Here remove export. Here write export dot modules equal to uh, remove that file. I used to have that file, export file. Export modules. Yeah, I think I've written it in a separate manner. It's modules.export, I guess. Yes, modules.exports, and here we, instead of import, we write require. This one no one uses, but just for showing in VS Code, I'm doing all this stuff. Now it says module is not defined. How to show it to you then? But this won't work. I have to set type module. Do not worry if this is not working. I'll show you. I'll show you how to create project also, like project structure and all. Directly, it's not working. Cannot use statement inside outside a module. This dot slash is for reference location, Devesh. To say that this file and this file are in the same folder, we use dot slash. Dot slash represents same folder, same folder. Will you try this in another IDE for better explanation? Okay, then let's try. Let's go for another IDE. I'll. I'm sorry, I'm taking this much of time. I shouldn't have done that. I just want to show you the output. Once let me run with the node and try it out. Same thing. Require breaking. Curl is a common use. It may be converted to an ES module. Convert it, but it's not working. Module dot export. Module. Okay. No, still not working. Phew. This thing won't work in online ID also. Okay, I have no other way but to teach you project structure. I will actually it comes in very after classes, but I have to teach you now itself. Okay then. I see no other way. I have to teach you it. Everyone, look at the screen. I'm gonna teach you about creating folder structures. JavaScript actual project structures is something called package.json, package.log.json, different things. I'm gonna teach you that because app.json, greeting.js are not working without them. We have to specifically say this to VS Code that we are working on modules. Only then these files work. The code is fine. But to run the code and to get you the output, I need to see here. I need to have a package.json and I have to mention type module in it. Only then this all works. So I don't have any other way. I have to explain you that. Okay, everyone pay attention. Look at the screen because this is going to be very important. You have to learn these concepts. Yeah. First to explain what is important export, I have to teach you this. I have to show and explain what is an important export. I have to teach this package management and all because without showing I cannot explain what is important export. uh, yeah, where we are. Okay, from the starting I'm going to show it to you how it is done. Once to look at my screen, some of you already know it, I know that, but some of you know it's first time. So I open my command prompt in desktop, or you open it in any location, it is fine. Just to do npm init. Package name is desktop. We can create something. Just press do enter. Okay, there has to be a folder created because I have not given any name. Where it is? Okay, shit, it created outside. My mistake that I have done it, the problem. Create a folder, that is better. Let's say module. You go inside the module, cmd, sorry, cd module. Now I'll do npm init dash y to accept everything. Okay, it's created. Now we have a something called package.json. Sir, what is this package.json, sir? If you do this, why that came? Package.json is nothing but it tells your JavaScript, it's your method, it's the metadata of your JavaScript project. Now this folder, module folder, becomes a project folder. It becomes a project folder. You see the name of this project is going to be module. You can change it. The version is 1.0.0. If you want, you can add description to it. If you want, add a description. Here in the main, you can say index.js. Index.js is going to be your main file. Index.js is going to be your main file, but you can change it. You can change it to app.js also. It is fine. You can run some scripts by it. Your keywords, author, license, if you have anything, you can give it. Now here I want to add something called type, which is module. This is what I'm trying to do. If you have not understood this package.json, don't think of much, because anyways, package.json folder structures, again, it will come for you. Now we'll be seeing about greeting. Let's put it in module. Okay. Greeting we are doing export. Now here you can do import what we are taking, greet from where, greeting is coming. Let's say greet and stop module. Oh, sorry, greeting.js. Greet, it's the same name, right? This is the manual way, but future will be doing it automatically. Yeah, came. Now did it came? First look at the screen and tell me it is working or not. I'll feel happy for that, because to explain this small thing I have to go through all this stuff. Now is it working or not? You're calling greeting function from index.js or not? You're calling other file from this file or not? Confirm me if it is working or not. Again also, I'm running only index.js. I don't have any greeting functionality in this file. I'm running only index.js file. I have run it. Hello world Monish came. Is it calling this greet function or not? Yeah, some said yes, some said working, some said confused. Okay, now. Don't worry. I'll come from the starting. Yeah, I'll be explaining all from the start. I'll be explaining all from the start. Do not worry. I'll explain all from the start. I don't have index.js file. I don't have greetings.js file. I have only package.json. Package.json, I'll talk later. What is this package.json and all. For now, what are we trying to do? We are trying to create functions in a separate file. And we are going to call them in a different file. We are trying to write what we said, 100 functions in one file, it will be very difficult. So we will be having functions in a different file, like 5 functions in one file, 5 functions in another file. We will be having functions in different file, and we'll be calling them, we'll be linking them somewhere else. We'll be linking them in one another file, in different file. Now, have you all understood what we are trying to do? Have you all understood what we are trying to do? Have you all understood? Package.json, I'll tell you again, Samya. Package.json, I'll tell you again in coming class. I'll tell you this is not needed for now. Don't think of it for now. I'll tell you later. You have all understood what we are doing. We have all understood what we are doing. Okay. Now to write that function, like for example, if I write greeting.js, okay. Now let's write. You all said we are writing functions in a different file. I'm writing function in a different file. Function greet console.log hello world or hello world, or else I'll give my name to my name, and here I will use our favorite string literals dollar my name. Okay. Now is this, have you understood this part? Have you understood in greeting.js file I have created a function called greet? Have you understood this part? Did you understood? Okay. In greeting.js file he has created a greeting function, just a greet function, normal function. N capital. If you don't want capital, remove it. If you think, sir, why you kept capital there? Oh, okay, sorry, sir. You are saying, you are correcting me. That's fine. I thought why you used like that. Yeah, now this is correct. Now this is correct. Thank you, Tejas. Again, I'm saying, once again, I'm repeating, Hari. I'm not explaining, just I'm saying that in greeting.js file, I have written a greet function. That's it. In normal classes also, I do the same thing. In a file, I'll write a function, I wrote it. I wrote a normal function, normal function it is. Now, let's create another file called index.js. Index.js. This will be my main file, or else I'll create one other file so that you will get it. Sum.js. Sum.js. Okay. Function sum a comma b console.log a plus b. Okay. This also you have understood, right? In greeting.js file, I have written greet function. In sum.js file, I have written sum function. Here greeting.js file, I have written greet function, and sum.js file, I have written sum function. Till here, I have everyone understood till this moment, greeting and sum. Till here, everyone understood or not? Confirm me. Till here, all of you understood. Now, I have written one function in one file, another function in another file. Now I need to link them, right? Somehow I have to link them. I cannot leave it like that. Some functions I have written in different file, some functions I have written in different file. In one file, I have to somehow link all of them. I have to do that. Otherwise, my project won't work. I have to link it. For linking it, we use something called import and export. We are using import and export. Now look at these three files. Tell me which files I have to import, which files I have to export, and in which file I have to import. Think and answer me. I need export what files I will be exporting, import what, in which file I will be importing. Exporting means sending, importing means taking. Which files I am sending, which file where I am taking everything. Can anyone look at the screen and tell me, like, we have greeting.js, index.js, sum.js. In which is the best file to take everything and link? Sum and greeting are exported and index is imported. Index is import, sum is export. That is exactly right. Greeting.js is a function. It is a function. You don't import here, you export it. Sum is a function. You don't import here, you export it. You export functions. You import all the functionalities in one file. So here I have to write export. Here also I'll be writing export. Now I'm exporting some functionality. I'm exporting greet functionality. And where I am importing in index.js. That is going to be my main file. I will be simply writing import curly braces. What functionality I am taking? I'm taking greet. From where I am taking? From greeting.js. I'm taking it from greeting.js. What is the other functionality I'm taking? Import. Which function I'm taking? Sum. from sum.js. Now we can call it greet Monish, and also give me sum of 6 comma 12. That's it. I'll run the code. Again look at the screen. I'm running only index.js. I'll close this also. I'm running only index.js. I'm not touching greeting and sum. I'm running only index.js. Did I get the output? Look at the screen and confirm me. Did I get the output? So that is how we export different files functionality and we import in one single file, so that you no need to run greeting, you no need to run sum. Run only index.js. That file will take all the functionality and where it will run it. Why for importing and exporting we need package.json? Okay. Now your next question is, sir, you can show this normal, sir, why you took that time, why you wrote this package.json? Okay. In your VS Code, this VS Code, Visual Studio Code environment, your Node.js environment does not have the capability to understand whether it is a common JS JavaScript or a module-based JavaScript. It doesn't know it. We have to specify it. For specifying it, I created something called package.json. Sir, what is this package.json, sir? This package.json will tell your JavaScript how to behave. It will tell your JavaScript how to behave. Now, if I write here, type is module. If this all worked because of line number 6. If line number 6 I removed it, your code won't work. What is this module? Now I'm telling this JavaScript project, your entire this entire JavaScript is module based JavaScript. It is module based JavaScript. So now when I'm running the code, automatically, acha, this is a module based, and it will search for imports and exports. And that is the reason previously without package.json my code didn't work, but with package.json it is working only because of type module. More about this package.json I'll be explaining in coming classes, because I have to explain the project structures, how to create projects, importing npm modules and all in future. Different types of JS module systems I was talking about, right? We have something called common JS. Common JS, which is what we normally use it in your VS Code. Common JS uses a require function. Instead of imports and exports, it uses require. It is server-side JavaScript environment. We usually call it like server-side JavaScript environment. Next, we have AMD. It is asynchronous module definition. The full form of AMD is asynchronous module definition, and it is client-side JavaScript context. No one uses it. We don't use it. We don't use AMD. We don't use UMD. It is gone very long back in 2004, like that time. UMD is combination of common JS and AMD. UMD is a combination of server side and client side. Now we are using ES modules. ES modules was introduced from ECMAScript 6, which is the latest latest JavaScript module system. We are using ES6 right now, and that is why I told you, right? That is why I have written type module here. Module is nothing but ES modules, and it uses import and export statements. It uses imports and export statements. Mostly all your current browsers are using ES modules. So that is use strict. What is this use strict? Let me ask you one thing. Do you all remember that I once said to you that JavaScript is a very intelligent language? You no need to mention anything. For example, okay. I won't take example given in your material. I'll take my own. I'm removing package.json and all. A equal to console.log. Did the code work? Look at the screen and answer me. Did the code work fine or not? Yes, the code is working fine. Yeah. Now, suddenly I will introduce something called use strict. See what happens. Did it work now? Did it work now? Did the code work? I'll bring it to the top. No, no, right? What is the one difference that I changed? What is the one difference that I changed? I said a equal to console.log a. JavaScript is a very intelligent language. It automatically knows that I'm initializing a equal to 2 and it has to work. But now suddenly it's dropped. What is the one change that I have done? What is the one change that I have done? For the previous code and for here, I have we used strict on this line, right? Now what this use strict will do, it won't give any lenience to JavaScript. It won't give any lenience to JavaScript. What usually JavaScript do is, if you don't give this use strict, it does a few things on its own. Even if you are missing some syntax, even if you are missing initializations, sometimes even if you miss function initializations, the code works, because JavaScript is a very intelligent one. It understands what you are trying to do. It understands what you are trying to do. It adapts to your users. It adapts to your users. For every update of JavaScript is getting updated only. But with use syntax, what is happening is, use the syntax functionality, so this use strict functionality, we are saying JavaScript, do not do anything on your own. Don't do anything on your own. If you don't use strict, automatically JavaScript will create a var a equal to 2 for you. It will create by itself. But now when you're doing use strict, there is nothing JavaScript can do. It has to follow the syntax very strictly. Your code has to become very strict. That is what use strict we use for. That's it. That is use strict. In some companies likes to use strict. Why? Because even if not for semicolons and all. JavaScript doesn't need semicolons. Only for this kind of initializations. I'll show you. I think it's not given in the material. Wait. Use strict. Actually, it's no more data is given because you won't use it much. See here. If you declare on top of functions, what happens? Even if you declare top of variables, what happens? Like that, you have different scenarios that you can see. But what I wanted to prove is, with use strict, your code will pakka, by sure it will follow for code execution. It will strictly, it will see that the syntax is correct and everything is to the point. Now there is a very huge advantage with this. Can anyone tell me that by using this use strict, there is a huge advantage for your code? There's a semicolon for it. Semicolon, it's not needed. Now JavaScript is strictly stop it to cheat. That is one thing. There is one thing, prevent any possible errors. Yeah, that Hari, what you kept is right. Now by using this use strict, for example, if in your normal code you are getting a lot of errors, when you're using this use strict, the errors will be dropped down drastically. There will be no much errors. Some of the companies, even I think Apple, whenever they're working on JavaScript codes and all, they use this use strict thing. Why? Because it is hard for programmer to code everything, but there will be a lot of security, and there will be less possible errors when you're using use strict. But it will be a harder task for developer, if you ask me, because once I coded with use strict, when I'm working on this banking application for ING Vaishya Bank, for that banking transactions, I have to use this use strict on the top. Like every simpler things also we need to mention in the code, otherwise the entire code won't work. So we as a programmer, it used to be very tough, but for the application it is very beneficial. So That's the you have learned about your ES6 features and used it. Mm, that is all about today's class. That's it. And nothing more for me to explain to you. Uh, in the coming classes, you will be seeing something about regex. So this regex, what is this regex and thing in JavaScript? So let me give you a good example. Oh, you had your dinner also. That's good then. I need a good example. Okay. In JavaScript, we have something called pattern matching. We have something called pattern matching. Anytime when you're logging in to your anytime when you're creating a sign up account, when you're doing a sign up account in any website, have you come across password length should be 8, password is not having symbols, password is very short, password is this, password is that, username cannot have symbols in it, username cannot have capitals in it. Have you come anytime? So these things are done by something called pattern matching. These are done something called pattern matching. For example, if you see this code, regex equal to slash hello means in this string there has to be a word called hello. There has to be a word called hello. Now can you look at the screen and tell me regex dot test str? We use this dot test to test whether this regex is there on this str or not. What I'm trying to say is, in this hello world, is there hello? Is there a hello word in this hello world? Yes, right? So if I run the code, the output will be true. Console.log is matched. If I run the code, the output will be true. Why? Because in this particular string, we have a hello. We have a hello world. So that is why it is true. This is called regex. Regex means a regular expressions. Regular expressions. We will be expressing in this kind of way to check whether something is there in it or not. Yeah, I'll go one by one. Why to hurry up? Okay. So let's first I'll teach you how to create a regex. You can create a regex in two ways. One is by creating const regex equal to hello. Here you no need to write only regex. You can write anything. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You'll still get your output. You can write it in this way, like const some regex equal to something, or else there is another way. You can use something called new regex expression. Which one is simpler, you decide. Which one is simpler, you decide. You can also create this hello, same hello, in this way. Hello. You can also create it in this way. It is up to you which one you like to use. You can directly use sorry, this has to be regex now. Which one you want, you can use. Can we use let? Yeah, you can use let, but usually regex is always combined with const. Why? Because once you write a regex, you should not change it. Once you write a regex in a code, you should not change it. Usually that's what we do. Because when we code applications and all, during sign up, we create a regex, we create a validation regex that has to be fixed. That has to be fixed. No one should change it. So we do it const, but you can use it let too. So those are the two ways. And yeah, you specify your pattern. You start with a slash, end with a slash. Your pattern starts with a slash, this slash. Where is that? Yeah, if you create it normally, it starts with a slash and ends with a slash. That is the one thing. I told you dot test is used to test. Dot test is used to test the strings. Dot test is an inbuilt method in regex which is used to test the strings. Okay, let's play this activity. But one more thing, I mixed G flag. I have to tell you about this G flag and I flag. So here What is this G? You may ask me, sir, what is this G, sir, at the end? This G is nothing but global. This G is nothing but global. What is this global? Global in the sense, if I don't write this G, if I don't write this C, sol.log. If I don't write it, how many times it has written? Don't think about this index, input, and groups. Think of this. How many times it has been written? One time or two times? Yeah, I'll teach again in next class, Hari. I'll again teach this regex from start in the next class. Just to give a introduction brief of what it is. I'm just telling it now. I'm going a bit fast, I know. In the next class, again from the starting, we'll go. So here, I have not given G. How many times? Here, how many times hello is there in this sentence? Can anyone tell me how many times it is there? One time or two times? It is two times. Hello is there two times in this sentence. But how many times I'm getting? Here. Only once. But if I do a G here, G, and if I run the code, how many times did I get? Two. Here slash G, here dash slash G means global. Global means if even if it is found one time, again it will be keep on searching. Again it will be keep on searching until and unless the sentence is completed. It will search for this hello world, and how many times it is there, those many times it gets printed. It is two times, so two times hello is printed. That is your global. Now this is to match every occurrence. And test method I have already told you. Yeah, here instead of test I have written match. Test will only give you true or false. Test here, if you write a dot test est, oh sorry, here it is string, right? Okay, here we can do it in two ways. One is regex dot test. If you use regex dot test, you can do like this: regex dot test str. What is the output? The output is in boolean or the output is in a word? Can anyone look at the screen and tell me it is boolean or word, like some output? Is it boolean or non-boolean? It is boolean. Remember, dot test will only be worked for regex. Dot test is only worked for regex, and the output is always boolean. Dot test is only for regex, and it is only boolean. Now, what is this dot match, sir? Dot match is only for string. It is not for regex. Dot match is given to string. Str dot match, not regex dot match. It is str dot match, and the output of dot match will always be some kind of output, not true or false, not boolean. It is some kind of output. You'll be getting some or the other kind of output. That is your dot match. Okay. And one more thing here, only slashes, no need to use. One more thing I forgot to say you. No need to use only slash. You can use other things too. No, only slash, no need to use. For example, you can write something like, let me think. Okay. And ending will be dollar. You can use even this kind of thing, and oh, why it's not working. Oh, it starts with hello and it should end with hello. Oh, let me see this. Yeah, it is working. So with these kind of things also, we can start our regex. No need to start only with a slash. And here this this up arrow, this thing means the starting word. In this str, the starting word should be hello. That's what it says. I'll tell you how to remember these things and all. If you use this up arrow, it means starting word should be hello. If I run the code, I'll be getting the output. Any more I'm missing? Just this is just a brief introduction. Yeah, and that's it. JavaScript has inbuilt regex and all. It is natively it is there. That's all for today then. Yeah. So today what we have done is I've told you what is ECMAScript, ES6, ES6 some of the functionalities, use strict, and rejects basics. These are the things that we have covered today.